Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're talking about Lilly Singh again, aka Superwoman here on YouTube. Last time we talked about her was last summer, when she made a wildly offensive anti-American video in which she goes out of her way to support Muslims any way she can.
And although there are approximately 175 million Muslims in India, there are approximately 2 billion in the whole world, which means if every Muslim was a terrorist, you wouldn't stand a goddamn chance.
If every Muslim was a terrorist, you wouldn't stand a goddamn chance.
That's me reviewing her last year. The original video she made was called A Geography Class for Racist People, and ironically enough, Lilly came off pretty goddamn anti-white and racist in it. And now, flash forward 1 year later and she's back at it again. This time it's a video called A Therapy Session for Homophobic People. And believe me, it's just as over the top and condescending as the last one. Let's check this shit out. Wouldn't be a Superwoman video if it didn't start with some dead air and a smug laugh with some overacting too.
The internet is so great, isn't it? Connecting the world, allowing us to stalk our exes that we miss, giving us memes, bringing us closer to Beyonce. But imagine being so salty that you use the internet to target people and spread hate. Take this chick for example. I'm sick and tired of this gross gay people, like stop.
And now we've got Lilly replying to a fake, made-up comment again. This is exactly the same trick she pulled last year, with the anti-Muslim comment she used in her last video we reviewed. She makes up some over-the-top comment, pretends it's real, and then knocks it down easily, in her head at least. And honey, this is what we in the biz call a straw man. I know Lily's not too bright, she could only muster up a sociology degree after all, and it was from a Canadian school too, so we really can't expect her to be too smart. Lilly is a Canadian left-wing SJW who doesn't even know what a straw man is, yet here we are, discussing politics and serious issues, with a Riri.
Now beyond the spelling mistakes, I see an angry person behind a screen that needs help. So let's help them in real life. Therapy's in session. So, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, what's on my mind is I'm really getting sick of all this anti-white, anti-American shit I've been seeing on YouTube and on the TV lately. And I got a stinking suspicion you're about to bash on this poor white girl you brought into this video too. Sounds pretty fucked up when you think about it, actually. And do you guys think a white YouTuber would be able to get away with bringing in a black actor to just strawman them, stereotype them, and shame them publicly? Kind of like what Lily's doing to this white girl. Because I don't think that would happen. I think a video bashing a black person, making them a stereotype, would get downvoted and striked into oblivion. Hell, YouTube would probably ban the video maker if they were that anti-black or brown. But doing this to a white girl is totally okay, I guess. And this double standard is messed up, just saying.
Gay people bother me.
Is it because they dress better than you?
Because they're destroying the planet.
Interesting. I thought that was plastic bottles. Silly me. What makes you say that?
So we kick things off with this stereotypical southern white girl, with an accent and everything. She leads off with saying, gay people bother me. Not the most PC thing in the world to say for sure, but it's also really not that bad either. People bother people all the time. Sometimes there's a lot of slow Mexicans crowding my grocery store. So saying Mexicans bother me when I went last Sunday isn't actually that super racist or offensive. It's just factual. But when this girl says gays bother her to her fake therapist, which should be a situation where someone could be open and say their feelings openly, but this actually prompts Lilly to immediately attack the girl's appearance. Poor thing. She even says gays dress better than her. And this is the second line Lilly has said to her in the video. And it's an insult. And it certainly won't be the last insult she dishes out either. And this is a good time to bring up the Muslim thing again. Lilly was defending them last summer as she was attacking Americans and whites and men. And now she's supposedly going after homophobic people, and well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Islam is the most homophobic religion of all time. Muslims still throw gays off of buildings in the Middle East, so really, if Lilly should be going after anyone for being homophobic, it should be them, but instead, she chooses to be a typical liberal SJW Canadian who defends Muslims and attacks white Americans.
Look, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, I see what you did there, Dr. Seuss. Very nice. Adam, Eve, Steve, very nice. Here's the thing though, I fail to see the relevance because it's also Ellen and Portia, not Ellen and Michael. Oh,
But that didn't rhyme. Is that okay? Do you still get it?
I don't really get it if we're being honest, but I don't ever really get your stupid, childish, Nickelodeon acting and sense of humor. Not at all. I think she's saying Ellen and Portia, referencing Ellen DeGeneres and her wife. I think? Maybe? I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I'm probably looking way too far into this. Superwoman videos are meant for children and were never intended to be broken down this far. But I say, if Lilly wants to target kids with this offensive SJW bullcrap, then she deserves to be debunked and embarrassed publicly for it.
Look, they're going against God.
Really? And how does it feel to get updates from God? Yeah, does God text you or is God more of a DM person?
I just know what God intended.
And when your friend God texts you a meme, are you all like, oh my God?
Here's where we get into Christian bashing territory. Sure, Lilly is making jokes and they might even make me chuckle a bit, but coming from her, this is highly hypocritical. I mean, why isn't she bashing Muslims at all? Christians just disagree with gays. Muslims are the ones being violent towards them. Sure, that's not happening much in America, thank God, but Lilly is the type of Muslim defender who would want more Muslims here to make it more like that. And Lilly also refuses to acknowledge that Islam is much more homophobic than Christianity, but I guess that doesn't fit her progressive left-wing narrative. Bashing on white people is approved though. Hell, it's encouraged even.
It's a sin.
Ooh, or when you say, God damn it, does God ever reply like, I can't, I'm busy? Oh, wow, you're so religiously woke.
I don't care if you don't believe Lilly, but there's nothing wrong with people who do. And just because a few Christians are anti-gay doesn't mean many of them are like this gross stereotype you're presenting here. In fact, I would say the anti-gay parts of Christianity are so small, they're hardly worth mentioning. There's anti-gay people in any group you could think of. Christians, there's anti-gay Muslims, Jews, there's anti-gay black people, brown people, you name it. And this isn't even mentioning the fact that there is some truth to it, to what this girl's saying in the video about gay sex. Gay sex isn't exactly the most natural thing in the world. Putting a penis up your butthole is not the way humans were meant to mate, needless to say. That's a hole in which poop comes out of, so it's not exactly clean. And in my opinion, buttholes are a one-way street, but hey, I'm just a simple man with simple pleasures.
Marriage has always been between a man and a woman.
And voting used to only be between a white man and the government. Things changed.
Whoa, straight up calling out white men in this. Wow, I don't really remember when voting was only for white men though. Not in our lifetime. I do know the 15th Amendment gave the vote to black people in 1870, but that was over 140 years ago, Lilly. Get with it. And the country, of course, was mostly white back then, like over 88%, so it made sense that most of the voters were white. And then, of course, women got to vote in 1920, almost 100 years ago. So bringing this up now, the right to vote, I'm not sure if this is the most relevant issue to bring up here, honey. But back to the point of gay marriage, I'm of course all for it. I have nothing against gay marriage. Gays should be able to have all the rights, especially getting married. Hell, let anyone get married to whoever. I don't care. Frankly, gay people should be able to have the privilege of suffering through marriage like the rest of us.
But that's not why marriage was created.
And that's not why the eggplant emoji was created, but if you look at your last text,
That's different.
said one of your eyebrows to the other.
More attacking this poor white girl's appearance. I don't think she's necessarily a looker either, but this constant ripping on her from Lilly seems mean and uncalled for. They're just stupid, easy jokes that really make Lilly look like a big liberal bully. And it's pretty bad because, like I said before, she's bringing this white girl on to be a stereotype so she can make fun of her in front of all her preteen fans. And this is pretty anti-Christian and just plain mean and wrong, if you ask me.
Why exactly does gay marriage bother you so much when it doesn't affect you at all? Are you bored? Do you have a job? Do you hang with anyone besides Alexa?
Because I need to protect the institution of marriage.
Wow, how Ned Stark of you. Can you explain how you are protecting marriage by forbidding people who are genuinely in love from getting married?
I don't believe this is protecting marriage either, but I also don't believe most Christians are anti-gay like how this video suggests. Most Christians and Catholics and Baptists and whatever, most of these people who are religious in America in 2018, they're not like this at all. Christians don't care if gays get married anymore. This is an old, antiquated view of religious people, which Lilly probably got out of a rerun of a show from the 90s. This sounds like some bullshit after-school special lesson we're being taught in 1992, not 2018, current year. I honestly don't even think homophobia is that big a problem in the present, not in America. If it is, we're definitely not seeing it, not in the streets, not on TV or on the internet very much. I'm not seeing any anti-gay or anti-lesbian videos or posts showing up or popping up in my feeds anywhere. Actually, what we're seeing is quite the opposite. We just got through Pride Month after all, and clearly YouTube has been pro-gay everything. everything. And if anyone hints at being otherwise, they're disliked, striked, and banned from the platform. So, in actuality, in my opinion, Lilly is attacking a problem that hardly even exists anymore. And she's also feeding fuel to the fire of a real problem that's getting out of control: anti-whiteness.
You know, gay couples can't even bear children.
Oh, okay, really? Well, neither can infertile women and guys with low sperm count. Why aren't you being a Twitter gangster against them?
The fact that gays can't have kids is far more obvious than if a woman or man can't because of infertility or low sperm. But let's leave it there. I'm not going to get so wrapped up into this that I'm defending this fake stereotype Christian girl. I'm not trying to defend her anti-gay positions at all. As I've already said, I disagree with most of her anti-gay views. And also, more importantly, these views are not what most American Christians really have. But what this does show is what Lilly thinks of American Christians. She really thinks we're all these dumb, bigoted, redneck assholes, and it really says a lot about her. Lilly is a Canadian SJW who came to America to get rich off of us, while she bashes us at the same time. It's pretty fucked up when you think about it. And it's already pretty clear too. Lilly fails super hard in this video. When you force your beliefs down someone's throat, all you get is conflict, and that's what she's doing. And the comment section on her video proves that too, if you look into it. People are hating this anti-Christian stuff left and right in there. All the while, Lilly has been deleting the worst comments while she can. Again, which is just like what she did last year. So needless to say, this new video she has is just as mean and divisive as ever. And I say, when you really want to convince people, you actually have to take the time to change their minds and explain things. That's how you build bridges, but what Lilly is doing here is nothing but making more barriers.
If everyone was gay, there would be no humanity.
And if everyone was a potato, there would be no humanity.
And if I had an arm growing out of my ass, I'd use it to play the drum set. Anyone else have any random things they want to add in here, like Lilly's potato line?
Also, there's about 153 million orphans in the world right now. Might be good to adopt. Them, not you. You'd be a horrible parent.
Jesus Christ. Pun intended. Lilly is being so mean to this poor girl. I know she's kidding, but between this and the anti-white man comments, I'm willing to bet this is some of her inner hatred coming out and manifesting itself. Lilly hates whites and thus, she hates America. But unfortunately, she won't leave us alone and let us be either. Lilly prefers to stay in the country she hates and suck away our time and money with these bullshit videos.
Okay, but gay couples will raise gay kids.
Oh, right. Yeah, you mean like how a whole bunch of straight parents raise gay kids. Is that what you meant, or did you mean something else, or?
I want to comment on Lilly's terrible acting again here. It's so bad and over the top and anti-funny, but the worst part is, you could tell she thinks she's really good. You could tell by how smug and content with herself Lilly looks. She even thinks she's doing the right thing with this video and its message, when she's really not.
But your opinion and similar ideas contribute to actual laws being made against gay people. So if you have an opinion about pineapple on pizza, I don't care, but it's illegal to be gay in some countries. Imagine if the government took away your right to be yourself.
Okay, first of all, those countries where it's illegal to be gay, many of them are Muslim, the same religion you bent over backwards defending last year, and you have since then. And instead of calling out those savages and their barbaric religion, you're sitting here attacking whites and Christians who, get this, we're the ones who made America into one of the best countries to be gay in the world. Funny how that works, huh? And another awful thing Lilly is saying here is, basically, she thinks it's okay to bully people if they disagree with her. This stereotype girl is not allowed to speak out against gays, but Lilly is allowed to speak out against her and whites and Americans. But in my opinion, bashing Christians is just as bad as bashing gays. And not bashing Muslims for doing something far worse than this says a lot too. Your silence on that part is deafening, Superwoman.
It's just unnatural.
So are your boobs, eyelashes, and highlights. You don't get to decide what's natural, Contour Queen.
God damn, Lilly. Take a chill pill. Your insults aren't even funny anymore. You just sound plain mean. And if I were you, I wouldn't be bashing someone for wearing makeup. Especially not you, Lilly, who tends to cake it on more than a cheap hooker, as far as I've seen.
Typical leftist.
Oh no, sweetheart, this isn't a left or right thing. It's more so a right or wrong thing.
Are you saying I'm wrong for being homophobic?
No, I don't really like the term homophobic. It implies that you have some sort of phobia, whereas I think you're just a jerk.
I don't know if it's a left or right thing either, but I do know that this isn't the first liberal I've seen who always thinks they are right. And they also think anyone that's not a full-blown communist is literally Hitler, and they deserve to die. No, really, leftists like Lilly already think we should be straw man stereotype and bullied down. Hanging us in the streets is only the next logical step.
You feel entitled to such an extent that you think you can dictate people's lives. You and everyone else that's gonna leave a hate comment underneath this video. To prove your point, you pick pieces of ancient text and ignore facts and figures from today. People with human compassion, critical thinking skills, and at least one hobby to fill their time don't really care if two men are dating. They're too busy doing things.
And I know it's scary, but if you opened your mind half as much as you opened your mouth, we'd all be in a better place.
Just as preachy and condescending as ever. And I actually agree with her on most of this too. Gays are cool, and gay marriage should be legal. And bigotry, of course, is wrong. But just because you hate homophobia doesn't mean you should go out and be anti-Christian and anti-white. And Lily, I got a news flash for you. You're not smarter or better or more progressive than anyone. You're an idiot who only got famous because YouTube propped up your shitty videos. Because you're a minority SJW who isn't ugly.
It sounds complicated. Should we, maybe discuss it over dinner?
I don't get it, but hey, Lily's sense of humor is meant for stupid children, but that is another reason this video and her commentary are becoming problematic too. I know this is a skit, but come on people. Lily bashed the other girl for her appearance as she tried to speak over and over again, and this clearly stereotypes Christians too. The actor was white and had a southern accent, which made it even more stereotypical and over the top. Now, of course, I'm not against gays in any shape, way, or form, but I have to say, this video was still poorly made, and the irony is strong here too. Lily has the balls to call out homophobia after supporting Muslims for years. That really tells you all you need to know about her. Lilly Singh doesn't care about the gays and the injustices against them. If she did, she would attack their worst enemies. But no, what Lily really cares about here is bashing Christians and Americans and white people. Her saying we're homophobic is just the fake line she's using to hate on us. She doesn't really care about homophobia and gay people. All she really cares about is being a radical SJW. And at the end of the day, I think this may be all about Lily and her inferiority complex. She thinks white people are better and more successful than her, and she's kind of right, but unfortunately, Lily can't cope with this while living in America, so this is her way of lashing out and trying to take Americans down a peg, in her head at least. But in my opinion, as I said before, bashing Christians is just as bad as bashing gays. So Lily, you got some soul searching to do on this issue, honey. You're a sad, mean, entitled little brat who needs to get her attitude checked. But hey, if you don't like Christians in America so much, you can always leave the US. Maybe go back to Canada or even go live in India with your Muslim friends. I'm sure she won't leave the United States though, because she knows here is a far better place to live, even though she shits on us day and night. What do you guys think? Is Lily being anti-Christian? Is her acting getting worse and worse as she gets older? And what do you think the average age of her viewers are? I'm guessing below 15 or 16, maybe even 13-year-olds are watching this shit. Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. See y'all next time.